Alright guys, are you looking for a guitar that is unique and cool, but still affordable? Today I'm checking out this latest offering from Firefly Guitars. They make tons of really cool, really affordable guitars. This guitar right here is right around $150. And guys, look at this. This is a semi-hollow, thin line Tele style with dual P90s. This is a really cool variation on a traditional guitar, and of course it's very affordable, which I always love. Let's take a look at it. Alright guys, so if you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably know that I've checked out a lot of the different Firefly guitars. I've got one of their 338 models right over here. But I think what's really cool is that lately they've been getting a little bit more experimental with their models. And this guitar is a great example of that. Just take a look at this thing. We've got this nice pearloid pickguard. We've got dual volume and dual tone controls. A three-way toggle switch up here. It's a semi-hollow body. We've got the F-hole right up on top there. And a sunburst finish, the dual P90 pickups, all with a rosewood fretboard, 22 frets. Now something else about this that I really love is the saddles down here on the bridge. The traditional Telecaster style tailpiece and saddles, they're kind of weird, and you can only adjust the intonation on pairs of strings instead of the strings independently. So this has more like Strat style saddles down here, which lets you adjust the intonation independently of each string, and also they're a lot more comfortable on your hand. So this guitar has some cool features, but it's also a pretty straightforward guitar in a lot of ways. It's a bolt-on neck, it's a maple neck, rosewood fretboard, right? Now the guitar body itself, even though it's a semi-hollow body, it's made out of mahogany. So, you know, mahogany, maple, and rosewood, these are all, you know, well-established materials. The hardware and the pickups and everything is just generic stuff, which helps keep the price down a lot. But everything seems to work really well, and you'll hear some more sound samples in just a second. It's also a pretty lightweight guitar, as you would imagine it being a semi-hollow body. It weighs right around 7 pounds. I weighed this one, it was just a little bit under 7 pounds. And these P90 style pickups, even though these are technically single coil pickups, they do have a little bit more output than a traditional single coil. So it makes the overall guitar just a little bit more responsive when you play it. Okay, but we do want to play it. We want to listen to how it sounds. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in to my Fender GTX 100 amplifier. I always like to use that for demos because it has such a nice variety of presets and tones in it. We'll listen to how the guitar sounds. Now I'm going to be using some backing tracks from a cool channel here on YouTube. It's called Backing Tracks by Tim. He makes these really, really high quality backing tracks. I'm not affiliated with the channel in any way, but he's been cool enough to let me use the backing tracks for the videos, so that's really awesome, so I want to give him a big plug there. Anyway, last thing here, if you guys enjoy checking out videos of cool, affordable guitars and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's plug this in and check it out. Okay, so first thing off the top of my mind after playing this guitar is that I really like the sound of these pickups. Like I said earlier, they are technically single coil pickups, so you will get a little bit more noise than a humbucker pickup. Although when you have the toggle switch in the middle position, it combines both pickups, and that will get rid of any any humming noises or anything like that that you would normally have with a single coil pickup. But I think when you compare these to like a traditional single coil that you would find on like a Strat or something, these have a much darker and thicker tone to them that I really like. Also, if you don't want these pickups, Firefly also makes some thin line Tele style guitars that just have a more traditional Tele pickup arrangement with the single coil in the bridge and the lipstick style up in the neck. I did a review of those a while back. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the video description below if you want to check that out. Now overall, the quality of this guitar is very good. Like I said, the hardware and electronics are just generic stuff, but they work really well. You know, I didn't have any problems. As far as the setup goes on this guitar, when it came, the action was a little bit high on here, but they do include some Allen wrenches and the stuff you need to make those adjustments. So I just went through the saddles and lowered the saddles down a little bit, lowered the action a little bit, and it was a lot easier to play after I did that. Now, there was nothing really terrible about it right when you took it out of the box, but I think this guitar, maybe a little bit more than the other Firefly guitars, might need a little bit of setup work when you first get it. But all the really important things like the fret ends and that kind of stuff is done pretty well. I think this guitar in particular, because of the control layout with the dual volume and dual tone controls and then the toggle switch up here, it's going to be really a friendly guitar for guys who are used to, a Les Paul style guitar, because the control layout is very, very similar. So basically, if you're looking for a guitar that I think is a cool balance between a traditional Fender or a traditional Gibson guitar, this is going to be a really good option, especially if you're on a budget. Now, the only other thing that really jumped out to me about this guitar was the feel of the neck. Now, this is a 25.5-inch scale length, which is typical for a guitar of this style, but the neck on here is pretty substantial. It's a pretty beefy feeling neck. It's very round, it's like a nice full C shape, and it's got the skunk stripe there on the back. And this does still feel like the kind of neck you would find on a Telecaster or Stratocaster, but between the thickness of the fretboard and the roundness of the neck, I mean, it definitely fills out your hand nicely. So if you're looking for like a super thin, like Ibanez Wizard style neck or something like that, this neck is probably not going to be for you. But to be totally honest, with a guitar that's of this style, I don't think that that's what you are going to be looking for. So, I mean, this neck, it is pretty round, it's pretty full feeling, but it's still a very, very good fit for this guitar. All right, so guys, that's about it. I really like this guitar. Firefly, they make really good, really affordable guitars. And yeah, with a little bit of setup work, I think this is going to be a really awesome guitar for you if you're on this kind of a budget and you're looking for something that's cool and a little bit different. I'll go ahead and put links for this guitar down in the video description below. I will also have a link for the backing track channel, Backing Tracks by Tim, and I will also have a link for the other Firefly Tele style review video that I did a while back. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.